We, of course, have to acknowledge the merit from your opponents, but there's definitely been some mistakes. Well, I have to say that he's been a very competitive European Championship. I think we didn't start well, but we managed to grow as a team, to balance the defense, to create opportunity. But at the same time, we will have to accept that our mistakes uh, definitely played a big role, individual mistakes, but also collective mistakes. A game is in 90 minutes, and it's true that the competition is a very high, and I am responsible for these results. And that's what I've always said along those years. Of course, in good times and bad times, my responsibility is clear. Um, and I think there's been some good things, such as a better competitiveness, but I also think that we were unable to take advantage of our opponent's mistakes. Good evening from Bola and Bola TV. So your birthday, unfortunately, yeah, is not going to be, I guess, happily celebrated today. Well, you know us, Philippa. It is the way it is, and I have to take this responsibility in 2017. In 2022 and 2023, I will not escape my responsibilities. I've always been very clear in a federation. Once you finish such a final phase of a championship, independently if everything went really well or not that well, it's always time to think about the results, think about our project for the future. And it will be the same this time around. I think it's a good way to work. It's a good process. Every time we look at a 2-year cycle, European Championship, World Championship. So we've just finished now a first cycle. In a few months, the second cycle will start. And we've got, you know, time to think about our results, our work, and our project for the next 2 years. And of course, I want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. So you have a lot of players that have played in a year European championships or world championships. And do you think that there's going to be like a kind of change in the population and knowing that they're now getting older? Well, I have to say that the team was very courageous, and I do believe that they wanted to do better. And I think we have to acknowledge that they gave their best. And I think that, of course, we are at the international level, and of course, we didn't reach our objectives. So, of course, there's going to be critics, and that's part of the process. But I think we are definitely doing better than a few years ago. So, is that going to be the last championship for some of them? Probably. But that's the way it is. And then, of course, it will be a decision from the players, a decision from also the head coach. But it's going to depend on how they feel, their commitment, and what they want to do. But we also have to acknowledge right now that there is some sadness, and we were not competitive enough for some reasons. But definitely, there was a very strong will to do better in this European Championship. I have a question on two players, Kike Nazare and Lucia Alves. Both players they here tried their best, but I don't think that Lucia was at 100%, whereas Kika really gave it her best during the whole game. Well, Lucia here is doing a lot better. I think you asked the question, but you also know the result and you know my answer. You know that the training has been open. We started working on June 13th. You know that some players played with a group, some played independently, such as Lucia, Joanna, and Francisca. Anna Borges also here had to be had to do a different training, so they really did their best to catch up with the team. We've seen a tremendous growth from these players, and slowly they were able to play longer and longer based on their physical condition. And we had to take the decision during the games to include them in the game when it was important. A last here question on the attitude of your players. And well, this time around, what was missing for you to win and score more goals? I think Rui Borges said that we didn't lack effort, but we lack inspiration. And I think that's true. This is really here what was missing to score more goals, to create more opportunities. But really, our fans, the public was absolutely fantastic. We felt very welcomed everywhere. We felt supported, and really, we. I remember actually the first game against Spain with a very heavy result, a very heavy defeat for us, and still our fans were there, supported us. They're very special to us, and we want to make them proud, and we know that we can count on them everywhere in the world. Thank you very much.